In this lesson, we are going to learn the best ways to navigate inside SketchUp. On the left side of the screen is the tool tray. This houses all the various tools available for drawing and creating geometry inside of SketchUp. We'll start with the rectangle tool. Click your mouse or trackpad once to start, pull away, and click again to finish. Try it yourself. Draw 3 or 4 rectangles on the screen. These rectangles and all shapes in SketchUp are made from edges and surfaces. Keep that in mind. We are going to revisit this concept a number of times. Now let's pull these rectangles into boxes with the Push-Pull tool. Select Push-Pull from the tool tray and click once to start pulling a surface, and click again to finish. Pull up all your rectangles into boxes of different heights. Now with a few boxes on the screen, let's learn to navigate in SketchUp. Navigation tools are at the bottom of the tool tray. Just click once to reveal the available tools. This magnifying glass is the zoom tool. Click and drag your mouse to zoom in and out. Now switch to the orbit tool. Click and drag your mouse to circle around the model. Finally, the pan tool will allow you to drag your view across the screen without orbiting. Switching between these tools, you can get a sense of how similar tools are nested together in the tool tray. And again, if you wanted to know the default shortcuts for each tool, we can simply search for them. Navigating often is a core skill in 3D modeling. So although you can continue to use these icons to navigate, a much faster method is to use a 3-button scroll wheel mouse. With a scroll wheel, you can simply roll the wheel forward and back to zoom, hold the scroll wheel down to orbit, and while orbiting, also hold the left mouse button or the Shift key to pan. So again, roll the scroll wheel to zoom. Press and hold the scroll wheel to orbit. And while holding the scroll wheel, also press the Shift key or the left mouse button to pan. If you have a mouse, take a moment and practice navigating with the mouse. Orbit around, zoom into a corner, pan across. Now, some of you may be on a laptop and prefer using a trackpad. If this is the case, you can also zoom in and out with a 2-finger swipe on your trackpad, and then use the keyboard shortcuts to access other navigation tools. O for orbit, H, which you can think of as a hand, for panning. Many SketchUp users just have their own preferences and enjoy using a trackpad or a Wacom tablet or a Magic Mouse. These can all work fine. Ideally, though, for the most versatility, we recommend a scroll wheel mouse. One advantage of a mouse wheel is that zoom is context sensitive. It works like this. Hover the cursor over a box corner and scroll away. Now hover your cursor over a different corner and roll the scroll wheel in. Do you see how it zooms towards that corner? Zoom back out, then hover and zoom towards a different corner. Using a scroll wheel, you can control the zoom focus by wherever your cursor is. Now, if you ever find yourself a bit lost when orbiting around, you can zoom to the extents of your model with the Zoom Extends tool. That's basically it for navigation. Just be sure to practice so it becomes second nature to you. One common mistake for beginners who are still getting used to navigating is that you'll stay in the same view, often a distant view, while trying to draw or work on some details. Get up close to your model, get comfortable moving all around, and choose the best view for whatever action you are trying to take. Before we move on to creating our playground, we do have a different challenge for you. The purpose of this exercise is to teach you the best way to draw with a mouse or trackpad. Navigate to one side of our boxes with an upper view like this, and we are going to draw another series of rectangles that are roughly drawn in a row, something like this. Okay, pause though. Before you start drawing, pay attention to how you click the mouse button. For each rectangle we draw, be very careful to click once to start each rectangle and click again to finish. 2 clicks. 1, 2 for each rectangle. 1, 2. Click, click. What many of you will find is that by habit, you might be dragging the mouse button to draw, and SketchUp will allow this. However, we want to break that habit. For most tools, SketchUp works better if you click to start and click to finish the tool. With this row of rectangles drawn, we'll pull these up into boxes with the push-pull tool. But again, be careful to click once to start pulling a surface and click again to finish. 1 click to start, 2nd click to finish, and pull these up to different heights. Now, our challenge for you is to make all these boxes the same height and the same length. The way we will do this is to click once on the top of any one of our boxes, then hover over another box entirely and click to finish on that box. Do you see how that pushes the height to match the second box? Now we'll click again. Remember, 1 click to start pulling on a box, then hover and click on the box we want to match. Navigate around your boxes as needed, and we'll make all the boxes the same height by clicking on one surface to start pulling and clicking again on a different surface to match that height. Okay, can you guess now how we'll make all the boxes the same length? Try it on your own, but the idea is the same. We'll click on one of the side surfaces to start and click on another side surface to align it. As you match up each side, build the habit to click to start and click to finish each action. In this example, don't worry about the width of the boxes. We'd use a different technique to make those the same. The point of this exercise wasn't perfectly identical boxes. The point was to practice 2 clicks for drawing each rectangle or pulling on a surface. It was also to introduce the idea that often you'll click on one surface to start a tool and click somewhere else entirely to finish that tool. Take as much time as you'd like to practice these ideas. Just keep drawing boxes and aligning them in different ways, and practice your navigation around the model. Mastering these simple ideas is the foundation of your SketchUp journey. Now, when you are ready, we'll move on to building that playground example. You can undo multiple steps in SketchUp. I could click on the undo or redo buttons to work backwards and forwards through steps I've taken, or use the common shortcuts of Control or Command Z to undo as well. We could undo all the way back to the start of our model. However, let's just start a new file by going to the hamburger menu, choosing New File, and no need to save this model. We'll see you in the next lesson.